because you want the amount of pure... Gemma! Stephanie! Come home! Come here! Get over here! Gemma! The dogs are going nuts! Get over here! Get over here! Gemma! Hey, Stephanie! Come home! Come here! Get over here!
Walnut!
Both of these nuts? Get over here! Get over here! I remember during all of COVID, they had signs up saying they didn't want you there if you had any of these following symptoms. And I remember thinking to myself, since when can you only go to a doctor if you're healthy? This is insane. What up? What up? I just wanted to share a story with you guys, man, about my past, something that I remembered today that, touched my heart, man. That was a deep part of my spiritual journey, and I wanted to share it with you because I freaking love you guys, man. You guys are a light to my life. And, when I first got sober, I came home from LA, I got sober, met my sponsor, he took me through the 12 steps, and I had warrants for my arrest for many years. That's why I left Michigan in the first place and ran off to California, because I had warrants for my arrest and was supposed to do time here. So I knew that I had that waiting for me here once I got sober, but I was willing to do whatever it takes, man. I was ready to be done for good with getting high. I was ready to go to any length to get sober, man. And if that meant turning myself in and doing time, so be it. So, that's what happens, man, with that willingness. When you're at the end of the road there with that addiction, and you got nothing left but to die or get sober. So, I went through the 12 steps, and about 4 months after being sober, I was on the 9th step, and that's where you make amends, to the people you've harmed. And part of making the amends, man, meant I had to clean up, it's about cleaning up the past. I had to deal with the court systems. I had to go in front of the judges. I had felony warrants, I had misdemeanor warrants, 2 different places. And I had to go, man, I had to clear up the past. So I went in front of one judge, and he let me go. He said whatever the felony warrants are going to do, he'll go with it. So, I had already been through the steps now. Now I'm making amends, and I'm on my spiritual journey. I knew in my heart I was never going back to drugs or alcohol at this point. I'd made amends with my family and everything like that. So the judge, man, that I went to in Livingston County Court here in Michigan, he sentenced me to 6 months in jail. 6 months. And that was a blessing, because I thought I was going to go to prison. And I had felony warrants. I had ran from the law for 8 years. I was in LA, and I came back. I was ready to go to prison. He could have sent me to prison. That would have even been okay with me, because I knew in my heart I was there to clean up the past. That's why I was there. But he sent me to county jail. He said, I'm going to give you 6 months county jail. I made amends to him from my heart. Sent me to county jail, and then said that he's taking me off all the probations. I got to do the time, no probation, time to move forward in my life. So I'm going to say this. It was the best time I've ever done, man. Not only was it the best time I've ever done, it was one of the best parts of my life. I went to jail, and right away, I was 4 months sober when I got in there, pretty much. I got my hands on the AA Big Book, and I got to work, man. I got in that jail, and I sponsored about 10 addicts and alcoholics through the steps. They allowed me to take them through the steps. I know for sure 2 of them today are recovered, and they're helping other people. And we met in jail, in the most spiritually sick, toxic place, jail. I was able to be a light to that place. And that's not because of me, that's because of God. God gave me that power to recover. My obsession was removed. It was because of God. It was because of the 12 steps. And I went in there, I got my hands on that AA Big Book, and I sponsored 10 addicts and alcoholics. Can you imagine that? Doing time. I'm only 4 months sober, and I'm like fired up spiritually. In jail in that 6 months, I think I might have been the most connected with God that I've ever been through my whole journey of sobriety. The whole time I'm there, what's going on? Oh, the whole, Gemma walked in the house. The whole time I'm there, I'm talking God. People are fired up. They're like gravitate. I'm not saying this to be like a ego dude or whatever. I'm just telling you what happened. People gravitate towards me. I was a light there, man. I was a light to people there because I was talking about something different. And I've never done time like that, man. You know, so I'm in there, and you should have seen it, man. It was like they could have made a movie out of this. Every night, man, there's 10 people, at least. Sometimes more, sometimes a couple less. We would get together and go around the bunk, and we would sit in between 2 bunk beds, me and 9 other dudes or whatever, would basically. And we'd sit there, and we would review our day, because that's the 11th step. That's part of the 11th step in the 12 steps of AA. You review your day. And there's 6 questions we ask ourselves. Where was I selfish, dishonest, resentful, or afraid? Do I owe an apology? Have I kept something to myself which I should have discussed with someone at once? These are questions right out of the book. I have never missed a day of doing this in 11 years. Was I kind and loving towards all? Have I kept something to myself which I should discuss with someone at once? I think I said that. What could I have done better? And was I thinking of myself most of the time, or was I thinking about what I could do for others and what I could pack into this stream of life? And we would go around, and I'd say, where were we selfish? And we would all go around and say where we were selfish today. Where were we resentful? We'd all go around, 10 of us. This would take like an hour. And it would be a good time. And it brought me so close to God. The whole time there, I'm living from my heart. I'm meditating. I'm praying. I'm feeling the power of God. I'm talking about, when you're talking about God, you're feeling God. You know, and when you're feeling God, you're talking about God. And I'm going through the steps, man. I'm studying the book with people. I can't even really paint a picture for you on just how amazing this experience was. And my sponsor come to visit me, came twice to visit me while I was there. I was like, yo, man, I got to be honest with you. Like, I'm scared to leave. I'm so busy here helping these addicts and alcoholics. I'm so like, I have so much work to do here. I feel so spiritual. I feel so connected to God. Like I didn't want to leave. I felt like I was like fulfilling my purpose there. And the thought of being there was being out of there. Obviously I wanted to get out of jail, you know, but it was almost like I was so spiritual. I was so free. My family had my back. They knew I was there to clean up the past. Everything was free. You know, I just felt the freedom like I've never felt. And he said, don't worry. I got plenty of work for you when you get out of here. And he wasn't lying, man. He wasn't lying. You know, as soon as I got out of there, I was only like 10 months sober. And he was like, you know, I've been speaking at the treatment center for like 7 years on the first Saturday. He's like, I want to pass that down to you now. So as soon as I got out of there, I'm not even a year sober. Now I'm speaking at the treatment center to 60 inpatients every month, on the first Saturday of every month here in Michigan at Maple Grove, 60 inpatients at rehab, and I would give them an hour to an hour and a half lecture telling my story every month. And I'd meet so many people there to sponsor. So I'm just telling you, man, you can be spiritually connected anywhere. God is within you. Anywhere you go, you can feel free. You can be free. You can be connected. You can live from your heart. You can stay out of your head. You can grow spiritually, and you can be a light to others. And that was my experience, you know. And I'll never forget that, man, how we used to sit around every night. And I brought this to them, you know. I brought the book to them. You know, it's not like me, like I get credit, but I organized this. You know, these meetings where we would get together and we'd talk about God. And we would talk about holding each other accountable, what we did that day. A bunch of people in jail, a bunch of criminals, man, that just wanted it, but they wanted to do better. You know, they're people like they know better, man. They know that there's better out there. So that's what I got, man. It was a beautiful experience, and it makes me motivated because now here I am over 11 years later, sober. And it makes me, and I think back to just how spiritual I was at 4 months sober, sometimes more than I am today. I mean, I've grown a lot since then. Like back then, I wouldn't say, oh, I don't watch porn, or I don't jerk off, or I don't, you know, mistreat women, or, you know, I mean, I guess I probably would have said I don't want to mistreat women then, but my life is so elevated now to another level. I was still swearing then. I was still, you know, talking junk like I wouldn't do now, you know. And so, but the point is, but the spiritual connection I had then, I think back to that and it's like, man, I want to be that connected all the time. I'm not that connected every second like I was then in jail, where all I had was the free time to continue reminding myself of where's God in all this. God is everything. God is everything. I mean, I'm spiritually connected now, but man, it wants me to get like that. Thinking back to that motivates me to want to do better and want to be that close to God with trust that I'm living right in the moment. Because I was living in the moment then. I was living right there in the moment in jail. You know, for a while I was tripping about what I'm going to do when I get out. My sponsor reminded me, he's like, you can't afford to have your head out of here. You need to live right in the moment. Man, I spent my time living right in the moment. And I spent most of my life living right in the moment. You know, sometimes I get caught up about, what am I going to review tomorrow? Or what pre-workout am I going to crack open tomorrow? What's priority, this and that. Small stuff, stupid stuff. But I want to get more connected, man. I want to get more connected. So being reminded of that today is a reminder that I want to freaking tighten up, get closer to God. I want to pray more throughout the day. God, your will be done, not mine. And I want to get back to being in jail. No, I don't want to get back to being in jail. But I want to get back. I want to, like that feeling I had, man, where I'm fired up all freaking day about God. I want more of that in my life. I'm hungry for that. I really feel that I want more. Like I'm getting married in June. That's going to elevate me spiritually. I want to do things in my life that bring me closer to God. I told you, every decision we make either gets us further from God or closer to God. Let's get it, man. God bless all of you. I love you all. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let's get this dang muscle. I'm out.